Wally Sanders truck line. Money, money, money. Hey, we got 401k. We got Blue Cross Blue Shield. We get you home on the weekend to watch football. Wally Sanders. Who is the best truck line that will get you home on the weekend? Wally Sanders! Money, money, money. Let me have that football.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Truck Talk. Hey, it is Veterans Day, and we're so excited to be here. Thanks to all the veterans is why we can do things like we're doing now. But we're not going to prolong the time. Let's get right to it. Let's go over some high school football scores. Charles Henderson, 0. Faith Academy, 30. That got them in the playoff. Goshen, 36. Thornsby, 0. Pike County, 13. T.R. Miller, 32. What about them Trojans? We also got some company here from the Trojans. We got Coach Shaughnessy, the strength conditioning coach. He's going to be here with us this morning. He's going to tell us all about the Trojans this morning. He's going to give us the inside scoop. Troy University, a big victory on their homecoming, 48. Georgia Southern, 28. Alabama, everybody wanting to hear me say this. They was telling me at work they just couldn't wait to truck talk. So here it is. Alabama lost 41-46. Auburn was off this week. That's the only reason they didn't lose. But anyway, hey, we're going to get right back. We got Glow. We got a lot of good guests this morning. Hey, be proud of this day. It's people that gave their lives so we could have this day, and we're going to acknowledge some of them this morning. We're going to a commercial break, and we'll be right back. Are you a driver trainee looking for a job? Then come to Wally Sanders Truck Line, where we reimburse you for your driver training pay. Thank you so much for bringing Reed State to Wally Sanders Truck Line.
Absolutely. And now that we brought them to you, what do you have to offer them?
I have a lot to offer them. I can offer them 401k. I can give them 4% of their gross pay. I can give them Blue Cross Blue Shield. I can get them home twice a week and every weekend. That's right, twice a week, every weekend. Wally Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Thank you, sir.
Do you want a good truck driving job? Do you want to drive for the best? Then drive for Wally Sanders Truck Line. We have good benefits. We have good home time. We have Blue Cross Blue Shield. We match your 401k up to 4%. You can start in the 401k retirement plan after 30 days of employment. You need to drive for Wally Sanders Truck Line. It's time for you to think about you and your family's future. Wally Sanders Truck Line. $1,000 sign-on bonus? These guys did.
Whatever comes out will be fine.
Wally Sanders Truck Line. Money, money, money. Hey, we got 401k. We got Blue Cross Blue Shield. We get you home on the weekend to watch football. Wally Sanders. Who is the best truck line that will get you home on the weekend? Wally Sanders. Money, money, money. Let me have that football.
And we're back with Truck Talk, and we have Bethany. Hey.
Hello, Jeffrey.
You work at Glow.
I work at Glow, downtown Troy on the square.
Now, it's Christmas time is coming up, and I know Glow is just a place. What about these veterans? Tell me something that they could get that would keep on giving like the things they've done that keep on giving to us. What could they get?
Absolutely. I like the way you put that. So the perfect gift to keep on giving would be a Pandora bracelet. You get started with a bracelet, and it gives guys idea for every occasion. Come and get a charm for birthday, for Christmas, for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day. No matter the occasion, there's a charm for everything.
There's a charm for everything.
Absolutely.
Is there a charm for being late? You got home late, you just didn't make it, you forgot the anniversary.
You know, absolutely. Whether it's just a little heart and I love you, Pandora charms will always be the perfect gift to get you out of trouble.
I come in Glow a lot, and y'all are always so smiling, cheerfully, and you have a lot of stuff. You also sell clothes and stuff.
We do have clothes, jewelry, clothes, cosmetics, giftware, the best candles around, pretty much a mini department store. You name it, we have it. If we don't, we'll get it for you.
Now, those candles, where do y'all get those candles from? Because I've had 2 out of there, and they smell the best. Where do y'all get y'all candles?
We have many different candles. We order from all different companies. But I'd have to say the Capri Blue Volcano is by far the best seller. And we have some new holiday jars, some red and green glitter ones. So that'd be good to come in and grab with that Pandora bracelet and charms.
Now, what about these rings I see?
These are the rings and some of the earrings. Some people think that Pandora is still just the bracelets and charms, but there's bracelets, charms, rings, earrings, necklaces, a new pendant that's circular and the charms go on it. So Pandora has the full collection now, and it is sterling silver, so it's going to last, and there's a 1-year warranty.
And so this ring is a Pandora.
Yes, this is all Pandora jewelry
I can
pictured
see it.
here.
I may be finna buy some.
Let's take a look.
Oh,
and
that's
this is one of the
beautiful.
newest collections. So as you'll see right here, this clear and blue one, those are some that came out for holiday. And these are the matching stud earrings with that. And then we have the matching charms. So they can get the whole set. And we have complimentary gift wrapping.
Well, do y'all have a sale today? Or y'all started?
There is a Veterans Day sale for active and
Veterans
retired
Day
military.
sale.
Yes,
Oh.
there is a Pandora
Do
sale.
you see all those guys out there
I
in the
see
studio?
all these wonderful veterans. Yes, they can come in today. 25% off their Pandora purchase.
You know, you can hook them up right now,
I can
right?
hook them up right now. I can sell any of these to them. Honor that discount. Pull it up on my phone. We can make the sale. I'll rent the store, wrap it up for them, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
You know, every time I come in Glow and I buy stuff, you're always the same way. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming.
Jeffrey.
Thank you for
Thanks
your
so much.
beautiful smile.
Absolutely.
What is all this you got on? Is that Pandora?
Glow jewelry, absolutely. This is some other glow jewelry. It all mixes in with the Pandora, so come see us downtown Troy and we'll fix you up.
What about the shoes? I've seen
We
shoes
have
in there.
shoes. Yeah, we have tons of new shoes. I know a lot of people are familiar with the Steve Madden shoes.
Yeah.
So we got some of our best-selling styles from last year in, and then 9 other pair came in last week. So 9 new styles just last week came in.
Fellas, y'all hear that? I'm trying to help you out here. But
Hey, I appreciate it.
that's good. And this sale is, tell me what that sale is again. Say that word again.
25% off active or retired military with a valid military ID.
And why y'all helping the military? I just know you
Because we're so thankful for them and the ultimate sacrifice they've made for us.
See, we didn't even rehearse that.
Look
You
at
know
there,
that.
look at
You know,
there.
when you talk about the military, and I ride my motorcycle, and I see guys, a lot of veterans ride with a thing on, and I always wave at them guys.
Absolutely.
because
Always
I'm
pay them the respect that they
ultimate
deserve.
sacrifice.
My
Ultimate
father
sacrifice.
is retired Air Force, so I'm thankful for him on Veterans Day. My husband's active duty Army, so
Well, good.
Yes, sir.
So you got, you know what we're doing today.
I know what we're doing today. I know
know
why
what
we're
we're doing.
celebrating today and every day. Thankful for them.
Thank you for coming,
Yeah,
and
you're welcome.
let everybody know up there on the square.
Let 'em
Truck
know.
Talk is here for the service of this community, the Troy
Absolutely.
community. We talk about trucks, but we talk about a lot of other things too.
That's right.
Now you know.
Now I know.
Now you
Truck
know.
Talk's where it's at.
That's the way it's at.
Absolutely.
We're going to commercial break.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, after 30 days of employment, that you can join our 401k retirement plan? That's right, we match it up to 4%. That's gross pay, 4% after 30 days of employment. Drive a Buck Division truck for Wiley Sanders Truck Line, be home twice a week and every weekend. You know, if these wheels roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, you make money. Home twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, $1,000 sign-on bonus. Come drive for the best today.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Are you a driver trainee looking for a job? Then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we reimburse you for your driver training pay. Thank you so much for bringing Reed State to Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Absolutely. And now that we brought them to you, what do you have to offer them?
I have a lot to offer them. I can offer them 401k. I can give them 4% of their gross pay. I can give them Blue Cross Blue Shield. I can get them home twice a week and every weekend. That's right, twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Thank you, sir.
And we're back with Truck Talk with Coach Shaughnessy. Coach, how you doing?
Good, man. My riding buddy.
Huh? You excited over the big victory?
Yeah, it's a good victory. You know, homecoming, everyone's there. A lot of former players, and not only from football, but from other sports, too. It turned out to be a good situation for us.
Well, it seems to me that Troy University is just booming. Tell me some of the things with the sports and stuff
It's
you got
booming.
going on.
You know, a lot of people don't realize, but, you know, our women's sports are doing really well right now, too. You know, soccer just had a really good season, a winning season. You know, volleyball is still playing really well. They're tied for first place.
Really?
In the conference, they've got 22 wins, the most they've ever had. Softball is going to be doing really good. They got a couple good pitchers and some hitters, and things going really good in that direction. Women's basketball is continuing their legacy of doing really well, and the men's game the other night was, full packed house. 5,000 people. There's a lot of people there that night. I mean, it was good for the first game. Our new coach, and everything's going real well. We got, obviously you go by and you see all the new facilities and what we have going on, and it's really growing, and it's growing in the right direction.
I go to the gym all the time, and Saturday I went to the game. In order to get to my seats, so I might have not went the right way, but they sent us through the weight room.
Right.
And Coach, I'm here to tell you, you got. Yeah. It just gave me chill bumps. There's some equipment in there. I mean, it looked it really. It gave you that atmosphere.
Well, the room that I'm in is really for all the other sports. Football, we put a new weight room in the end zone facility, and then men's and women's basketball training in the arena. So I'm really over 3 rooms, really 4 rooms, with one at baseball and in their press box. But it's grown tremendously. When I first got here, back in '96, I was in the bottom floor Sartain underneath the bleachers with a couple of weight racks and a couple of benches. So it's changed drastically, and went from having just myself to a full staff. So it's going really good. And what coaches want now, almost every coach wants their own strength coach now. So most of our coaches handle at least 2 sports, and it's really going in the right direction.
Well, I'm glad to see Troy University going in the right direction. Troy University, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, and all these other businesses is what make Pike County grow. Right. And I'm all for anything that's going to make Pike County successful. Right. And Troy University has very well did their part, and I'm glad to have you to come on here and just update us with what's going on, because until you just said that, I didn't know about the volleyball team being so hot.
They're doing great right now. They bring in as many people in the stands as some of your other sports. I mean, it's turned into a really good situation with them. The soccer has grown tremendously in the United States, period, with the success of the USA team. Women's soccer is a big deal. Softball, women's softball now actually has more people watch the Women's World Series than the college men's World Series. So and we're doing really well right now. They're playing really well. They got some good players. All the coaches are doing a good job. It's really growing. Not just football, but everybody. The whole program's doing really well.
Well, me and you got a relationship outside of football and stuff. We ride motorcycles together, right. And you're always doing a benefit ride for somebody. And I was talking to Kevin Baker this morning, and he told me you had something going on in Dothan where you was trying to do something. So.
Right. There's in Wicksburg, they're trying to build an addition to a children's home down there, and I've tried to get together some different memorabilia to be auctioned off to try to help with that. And it's going to be held in the Opera House on Thursday night down there, and come and you can bid, and you get at a table and sit down, and there's going to be a lot of different items that can be bid on. I know Nick Saban football to a DeMarcus Ware jersey to Heisman Trophy stuff to whatever. There's going to be a variety of stuff that's going to be able to be purchased.
And that's this Thursday? Mm-hmm. Thursday. And what's the location of that?
At the Opera House in Dothan, Alabama.
I'm going to try to make it to that. Well, I got one more question for you.
All right.
What do you think happens to Alabama now? I know I'm just going to make it easy for you.
I think they find a way to get in. This late in the season, obviously, I think they were ranked number 4, but, everybody's going to have to, somebody on the other end is going to have to not win to keep that going. It depends on what Georgia does and a couple of those teams. That's going to be, with the one-loss teams, it's going to be really, tough for some. There's going to be a couple left out because there's several one-loss teams.
Yeah. Do you have anybody that's a veteran in your family?
My father's a veteran. My grandfather's a veteran.
Well, say hello to your father.
Hey, Pop. He's probably up watching this, too. So,
yeah, say hello to your father.
But he rides with us, too.
Yeah.
So, my whole family, on both sides were in the military. So he was Army, and several of our former players too. We had a couple Navy SEALs
Okay.
Jeff Nichols still Team 6, and Thomas Olmstead still Team 7. So
There
we've
you
had
go.
some former guys that have done some really big things for our country here. Jeff was part of the Bin Laden and the Hussein and the Captain Phillips and all that stuff. He was in on all that stuff. He's one of our former catchers here.
Well, good. You know, when I think of the military and I think of the police, I think what would we be without them?
Oh, it'd be tough.
It would be, people do not realize what our military and what our law enforcement does for us. It makes a safe environment. I'm dead serious when I say that, and I believe that in my heart. Well, Coach, I want you to help me with something. My boss lady is going to be doing Turkeys for Heaven.
All right.
Something we do every year, and this year we want to make it bigger than ever. We give out turkeys. These are free turkeys. That's why we call them Turkeys from Heaven. And we give some to some veterans and just all around. We don't pick nobody. There's people that need them. And we got several people to go around and deliver them. So I would just like to count on you to just say you're going to deliver a couple for us.
Sure.
That's the most problem we have is getting them out.
I've got a couple people who I know are in the situation would need that. I'd be more.
Well, get me their names.
I'll do it.
And another thing we got going on, Wally Sanders, Stephen Sanders, Stephen Trucking, Trojan Detail, and Walt's Gym. We got a Wally Sanders trailer up at Walt's, and we've already started collecting toys. And I'm going to jump in this conversation. Every time I think of collecting toys, I think of this driver we got, and I keep trying to get him on Truck Talk, but he works so hard. We've been doing that for 3 years, and every time this guy comes to Troy, he brings a toy. That just touches my heart. Every time he comes to Troy, he brings a toy, and he carries it up there to safe. He called me that guy. I said, when that guy started getting them toys up, I got this, but I'm going to bring him on. It's just with your heart. It just touches
I'll be
me.
sure to get that word out and let some of our, believe it or not, a lot of our athletes are really into trying to help and do things like that. A lot of them would probably want to get involved with that as well. As far
Well, if you got something that's got driving license, we could get them a vehicle because I know they're here from out of town. We could get them a vehicle. I'm going to use the Trojan Detail truck.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that, but I know as far as them being giving and wanting to do some things and, with the student service and stuff, so forth, I'm sure they would want to do some things like that. I know they do some things of that nature already, but I think that's awesome that y'all are doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're doing that. And this is our 3rd year, and it gets better and better every year. And what we do is we go to DHR, but we also reach out in our community. I'm going to talk to some of these veterans, and if you know a family, sometimes people do without. I never will forget, we had a lady one year to call, and all she wanted was a rattler for a baby. She had an infant baby, and she said, that's all I want. I don't want nothing else.
Oh, man.
Well, you know what? We gave her a
Yeah,
lot.
you're right.
Her heart was right,
That's
you
right.
know. Well, Coach, good to talk to you.
I appreciate what you're doing. I think this is good. I think it's good for the community, bringing different people in. Like you said, not only about trucks, but about different aspects of the community. I think it's going to be successful, and I hope the people watching appreciate what you're trying to do for the community. And that's, Jeffrey's really involved in a lot of things. Like I said, we ride together and we do different things. I mean, he's got a good heart, and he tries to do the right thing, and I appreciate everything he's doing.
Pike County has been good to a lot of us. Troy University has been good to a lot of people. You've been there a long time, made your living. Wiley Sanders has made my living. But I always tell people, my favorite word on this show, if you got it, a truck bought it. We're going to take a commercial break.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, God.
Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, after 30 days of employment, that you can join our 401k retirement plan? That's right, we match it up to 4%. That's gross pay, 4% after 30 days of employment. Drive a Buck Division truck for Wiley Sanders Truck Line, be home twice a week and every weekend. You know, if these wheels roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, you make money. Home twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, $1,000 sign-on bonus. Come drive for the best today.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Are you a driver trainee looking for a job? Then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we reimburse you for your driver training pay. Thank you so much for bringing Reed State to Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Absolutely. And now that we brought them to you, what do you have to offer them?
I have a lot to offer them. I can offer them 401k. I can give them 4% of their gross pay. I can give them Blue Cross Blue Shield. I can get them home twice a week and every weekend. That's right, twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Thank you, sir. Did you know at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, after 30 days of employment, that you can join our 401k retirement plan? That's right, we match it up to 4%. That's gross pay, 4% after 30 days of employment. Drive a Buck Division truck for Wiley Sanders Truck Line, be home twice a week and every weekend. You know, if these wheels roll at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, you make money. Home twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, $1,000 sign-on bonus. Come drive for the best today.
Here we go. We're back with Ronnie Bozeman and your name, sir?
Chuck Branham.
All right, Mr. Chuck. And y'all have both been in the Army.
Yes,
reserves, sir. And all that. Tell me about your experience, Ronnie.
Well, I'm retired from the Alabama National Guard. I worked full-time for them for a little over 23 years. Recently retired last year, and off the opportunity to come back and work for Sanders Truck Lines. It's a great place to work.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever get deployed?
I did. I went to Kuwait and did a tour there. But most of my time was spent in the U.S.
I was in the Marines, not the Army. Big difference to me. I went in the Marine Corps in 1987, and pretty quickly went to Desert Storm, Desert Shield. So I was deployed, and out of my 4 years, probably 3 of my 4 years in the service I was deployed out of the United States. So.
You know, when I look at you, my heart and mind wanders back. God always puts us in places we need to be. You was in Millie's office.
Right.
And I asked Millie, I said, I need some veterans. And you just so humble, just said, I'm a veteran. And when you I got a text from you, and I told my wife I was going to tell this on TV. You say, I'm supposed to be there with you Monday, right? And I said, yes, sir. I think we did it so quick. And I said, okay, you good. And I walked on out. I think you was wondering, now, did that really just happen?
It was a quick deal. I wanted to make sure I was really supposed to be here. But
you know, when you look at the military and you look at the country and you look at us as a United States, we have to support our own. We live in a world that, we got to have this military. People think they can do anything. And when I see people like you guys, I get excited because that took courage. Me and Ronnie goes back a little further, and I like to tell stories with good endings. When he graduated, we went out one night. I drove for him. His parents paid for me to drive for him, and the date didn't go so well. And he said, you know what? I'm not really worried about this because I'm going to go off and do something for myself. And he went off, and I kind of lost track of him. And one day I was over there at Troy State, and he come out the door. He said, what you doing, Hoss? And we got to talking. By now, he's been in there about 10 years. And the next time I see him, he's going on a big bike trip, and we're talking. I say, what are you doing now? He said, coming back home. That's what and when I think about Sanders, I think about all the people that have connections. How did you get to working with Sanders?
Well, it was just kind of a chance thing. I was working at Coca-Cola previous. I was the safety manager up there, and wanted to get back closer to home. I'm from Brantley, and just got tired of the drive and started looking around, and called Matt Brown up, and we started talking. They had an opening, and here I am.
You know, that's what I love about the Sanders companies, and I always have to brag about this. We got 5 sister companies, but the most thing I like is that I tell people now, when I go to these truck driving schools, I don't only sell Wiley Sanders. I can tell them about the plastic pants. All this here is remanufactured. This whole book, everything in this book. I don't have my paint can sitting up here that I usually have, but all this stuff is made right here in Troy, Alabama. So a man can actually bring his family here, move here, get a job. We got a university. We got everything that we need. I have a good hip. And, you know, when I took this to the school, and I held this can up and I said, made right in Troy, Alabama, and I say, we haul this out. We haul this. We make it. Then we turn around and haul it. Then we haul back what it takes to make it. That's strong.
It is.
You're not going to convince me no other way. And it's called True Snap. And I just tell the truth. That's the True Snap. That's the part, wait a minute. But I carried this binder around for the longest, and I would just show it to schools, and I say, well, this is a part of us True Snap can, everybody. And they would look at me and say, okay, that's a nice binder. But when I carried this can to the class, and I showed this can, and I told them this was what the True Snap was, then they could put a picture to it.
That's right.
They could put a picture to it. You guys, have y'all got plans today for such a great day? You're going to work, but okay.
I'm also at work. I had to take a few minutes to come down here and do this today, but we'll be working hard.
Well, we're glad to have you. I'm sure you love working there. Ronnie, man, you're the project maintenance director, and you're just building the place up. And I come take pictures at places that you be done just did. And I think your last project was the ice machine and the drivers and I showed it off the other day. I hit that button. I said, "This is for you drivers. This is for y'all." And I hit that. You told me you was gonna buy a nice ice machine. I think I kind of got the wrong understanding.
I meant nice. I meant really nice.
You meant really nice.
And I think it's been a hit with the drivers. There's still some ongoing projects we're doing, trying to enhance the time of drivers on the yard. Their truck's going through maintenance, so they have a nice, relaxing area to rest and prepare for their next trip.
And I'm not saying this just to stroke the military, but I'm saying this, I feel this from my heart. I have my own little side business. And I've had a couple military guys there. And a person that's been in the military, you can guarantee one thing. They have structure. They have a time. If I tell them to be there at 7, they're going to be there at a certain time. My son, Austin Bennett, he was getting a little wild, and he told me, he said, I think I'm going to join the military so I can go to school. I said, that's a good idea. Straighten him right up.
Mine just did that.
It's a great opportunity to get your education, not only to serve your country and get to see the country.
That's right.
So I thank you guys, and if any way the truck can help y'all with anything y'all got going on, let us know. We're here for this community. For you, if your church has got something, you want us to announce it. If your kids are doing something in Goshen, you want us to announce it. That's what we do. This is just for the community. We're going to talk about trucks, but it's for the community.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Because if you got it, truck bought it to you.
That's right.
A truck bought it to you. Thank you guys for coming. Is there anything y'all want to say before we go?
Absolutely.
Nope.
Y'all good? All right. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to come back with some more of our veterans. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, safety is our first priority. That's right, safety. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we practice safety. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. Get a job with a safe company, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Hey, at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we got Blue Cross, Blue Shield. Hey, we got a dental plan. Most of all, we match your 401k up to 4% gross pay. 4%, Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Are you a driver trainee looking for a job? Then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we reimburse you for your driver training pay. Thank you so much for bringing Reed State to Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Absolutely. And now that we brought them to you, what do you have to offer them?
I have a lot to offer them. I can offer them 401k. I can give them 4% of their gross pay. I can give them Blue Cross Blue Shield. I can get them home twice a week and every weekend. That's right, twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Thank you, sir.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Are you a driver trainee looking for a job? Then come to Wiley Sanders Truck Line, where we reimburse you for your driver training pay. Thank you so much for bringing Reed State to Wiley Sanders Truck Line.
Absolutely. And now that we brought them to you, what do you have to offer them?
I have a lot to offer them. I can offer them 401k. I can give them 4% of their gross pay. I can give them Blue Cross Blue Shield. I can get them home twice a week and every weekend. That's right, twice a week, every weekend. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Thank you, sir.
All right, we're back live with Truck Talk. We got Mr. Forrest and we got Mr. Josh. Well, let me ask you guys something. What does this day make you feel like?
I'm proud as a peacock.
Huh?
I'm proud to be an American. I mean, it's a family tradition in my family. All my daddy's brothers, Uncle Bozo, Uncle Pee Wee, Uncle Jimmy, and my father all served in the military. To kind of give you my story, if you take a truck and go up to Banks by right, take a left on 29 North, you go through Josie, Blues Old Stand, Aberfoyle, Union Springs, take a right, Fort Davis Railroad Tracks, you go into Tuskegee, go by WBIL Tuskegee. Well, the VA hospital is there. And my father, ever since I was a little boy, has been a disabled veteran. As you go into that facility,
yes, sir,
there's a sign, the price of freedom is visible here. You either see physical disability or you see mental or a combination thereof. Mm-hmm. And unfortunate, he spent most of his adult life in that institution. He joined the United States Navy out of high school. He was in the Korean War. Stayed out for a few months, joined the United States Air Force. Became disabled while he was in Germany in the early 60s. My brother is a United States Marine. He also is in the retired Alabama Army National Guard for over 30-something years. I joined in college. I served 21 years in the Alabama Guard. So when you think about the sacrifices that he and others did, and what wives had to go through, mothers losing their, and it's still an ongoing thing, for those serving today. I'm so thankful for them and what they've done for our country and for other countries to try to keep the world safe.
And that's just the bottom line. It's safety. You can't. I hear people complain about the law. What would we be without the law?
Well, let me tell you another electrifying thing that happened in my life. When I was about 19 or 20, one summer I worked for Sam Brown.
I know him.
And W.T. Buster Brown. I graduated with Robert Charles, Bobby. I graduated high school with Bobby in 1977.
Okay.
But my job was to pick Mr. Buster up at home, and I'd drive him to the site of where we was going to paint. Forrest, go up there and get that up there. Well, later on, Mr. Buster had to go, Mr. W.T. had to go to the hospital in Tuskegee. And it was toward the end of his life, and he was having a bad day. And I went to see him, and he stood up in his bed and really couldn't talk. And when I would work with him and taking him home, he would sometimes become emotional. He said, son, one day I'm going to have to answer for all those people that I had to take. He was a machine gunner, sir. Mm-hmm. And that, that emotional, and when you see that kind of veteran who went through the mill, and that was very rewarding for me but even though it was hard on him, but Mr. Buster Brown, you know, he was a heck of a fella, and he taught me a lot just that one summer. And I think the world of Miss Virginia, and she's, you know, passed, and that family means a lot to me. And,
yeah, Bobby is a great friend of mine, and you know, I've never heard him mention about his dad and being in the military.
Yeah,
I see you have some pictures there.
This is my daddy, Joe Clements Lee. He was from Luverne, Alabama. He married Bonnie McLeod Lee. And another sweet story, I was named Forrest. I was born in 1959, but in 1957 there was a cotton gin explosion in the land of Goshen. On homecoming day, there were 2 men that were killed, a Mr. Helms and a Forrest McLeod. My granddaddy is Lewis McLeod on the McLeod side. One of his younger brothers was Forrest. Forrest had 2 children, Judy. Well, I know he had a daughter, Judy. Judy's son is Ronnie, that was just here. And he had a daughter named Dee.
And so you named after his granddad.
Right, that he never had the opportunity to meet. So that's how I got Forrest. Proud for it. And but anyway, you know, there's connections. I taught Josh. This is Josh Crow. And
what did Josh, where'd you serve at?
I served in the United States Marine Corps.
Okay.
4 years.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. I was a 0331, what they call a machine gunner, so I got to shoot every machine gun that the Marine Corps operates out of.
Okay, what do you do now?
I work in the shop office down there at the truck lines and get all these drivers that might be broke down over the road, get them back running and wheels going.
Oh my God, I have not been in the shop office because I do tours out there. And the last time we was in there, it was just chaos. And I took that off my list, but I still tell them guys to be nice when they call you.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't seen you, because I took that off my list. I just stopped there at Dwayne's office.
Everybody's used to Keith and Mark. I think I've been there a month now.
Okay.
So.
No, I don't feel so bad now. My own coworker and I don't know him.
So, but I caught on pretty quick. So.
Did you?
Started to learn a lot of the drivers. So.
Let me say this to you, right here on the air. It's real simple. Those drivers make our living.
Yeah, they do.
Ladies and gentlemen, hear me, that we feel that way. If this truck does not roll, we don't make no money. There's no need for me, a recruiter. There's no need for nothing. So when those guys call you, just remember that.
Exactly.
Because he's broke down, he's irritated, he don't realize that you got 450 trucks that you're working on. All he's concerned with is that one truck.
That's right.
And what I try to do is be the mediator between you and him. What I'm telling you, I tell him, hey, treat this guy with respect. This guy. That's so like being in the Army. You know, you guy driving the van, you want to be nice to him. You don't want him to drive you straight into the hot stuff. But glad to have you aboard.
Drivers are pretty good whenever they call us. They know we're there to help them.
Well, we stress that now. We stress to everybody. And that's why I like about the military, the bond. I work out with some guys, and they wouldn't come, they would say, but they're military. And I've seen a lot of fussing go on in there about machines and stuff. But one of those Marines, two of Marines, but either one of them guys in that little circle, a guy can be using the machine and one of them other guys can go get on it. And it's like ain't nothing to help me or just I love that bond. That's what we need in this world is a bond. When I saw
Trust.
that was I don't know whether you knew it or not, but one of the ladies sitting at the table was Miss Tony Sanders, the late Mr. Wiley's wife.
Oh, really?
And it was a lady that works with her. And she asked me, she said, who was that guy? I said, somebody Steve introduced me to. I said, but it's going to be so good Monday. Yeah. I could tell by your voice, the way you come. That's what Miller, you just come up to me and shook my hand and said, let's go.
There's Jimmy Copeland. He was my commander in Saudi Arabia.
Really?
This is most of the guys that went to Saudi Arabia. 13 were from Troy.
Ladies and gentlemen, 13 of these people are from Troy, Alabama.
Yeah, I can name them for you and give you a quick.
Give us the name. Give us the name. Give us the name.
If he wants to sue me, and I did it earlier today. In the, you remember Jim Stinson?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Saudi Arabia. Wow. Kay, bless her heart. Kay, I love you. This Kay wants one of these. Kay, this is yours. All right. Starting at the bottom, in the, let's see, right here. Let's see which my finger. Let's start right. Go back this way. This guy's Greg Mobley from Brundage, Alabama. He lives in Texas. Keep going in the middle. This gentleman is from, that's Lee Gardner in the middle with a mustache. He was our first sergeant. All right, then over here, this is Jabbo Stinson right there. That's Jim Stinson right here. Bless his heart. He's in heaven. Then over here in this finger is Jimmy Copeland. He was our commander. Y'all know about Jimmy Copeland around here. Super fella. He's the one that asked me to fill in. All right, the tall guy standing by Jimmy in this, let's see, get my hands right. This hand here, the second guy, middle row on this hand. Tall guy, Christopher Joel Amos. That's Mike Amos's nephew. All right, Chris was a 19-year-old Troy University student. He and our fraternity brother, Sigma Chi. He's now lieutenant colonel as of last week in the commanding the unit in Tallahassee, Alabama. There you go. The next fella by Chris with the glasses on the second row is Bill Stevens. He's in heaven from Louisville, Alabama. He's a Marine, then served in the Guard. He's in the middle row with the glasses. Sherman Stafford, the guy beside him, the dark complected guy in the middle row. Sherman used to work with the cable company. Wonderful person. We called him Chief. Then on this hand here, middle row, right there, is Jim Williford. His daddy was Buck Williford. His mother is Alice from Troy. She's a real estate agent. Okay. Jim was in Saudi Arabia. All right, then this hand here, top row, is Howard Moore. He cut our hair while we were over there. Howard lives in the Troy area. The big guy, that's Tank Jeffrey, Don Jeffrey. He's with Troy University in Dothan. Very instrumental in my professional, and he encouraged me to go to graduate school at the University of South Alabama. He encouraged me to get my 6-year degree. I love Don Jeffrey. Then Steve in the middle next to him was unable to go. Then that's me right there. Right there, that's Forrest. Then next to me this way is Terry Turner. Terry works at the road department. He's from, he grew up in Goshen. He's a year younger than me. He grew up between Henderson and Spring Hill. Terry F. Turner, he works at the road department, and I love him. All these guys I love, but 13 of us went to Saudi Arabia. Our 30th reunion, let's see, our 30th, 29 years ago today, on the 24th of September, we landed in Saudi Arabia. So next year will be our 30th year, but I just can't say enough good things about those gentlemen.
I would love to have you guys to come by when y'all have y'all reunion, maybe that Monday or something. Well, I would love to just buy y'all breakfast or lunch or something.
What would be wonderful,
in the midst of that.
Yeah, what would be wonderful, say one of these weekends next year at one of the Troy home football games. Not only was our unit from Troy, there were like 3 men. Herbie Davis.
I tried to get him to come this morning.
Herbie, Audie Murphy Award winner. Averett Walker, and I think there was, I can't remember the other guy from Troy. That was a 3-man unit over there. We were movement control, and they had something to do with transportation too. Now the Brundage unit, the 900 maintenance, they went over there multiple times they were deployed. My brother Kenny, I can't say enough what my father and my brother and the role models they were to me, and I'm so thankful that I've got the same blood they do, and all my daddy's brothers, Manley, Rayford, Uncle Jimmy, and Daddy Joe. There was 4 boys from Luverne, and Uncle Robert Dean was a half brother. He was in the Army in the 1940s. Anyway, Josh, I'm real proud of him for being in the Marine Corps. I think he stopped his career. Tell him, Josh, he had.
I had twin girls. They just turned 3 on the 7th of this month. So,
what are their names?
Madeline, Kate, and Mary George.
Okay.
All right.
My wife's in nursing school, so I figured I'd keep the home front control.
Well, you tell your wife when she gets her degree to come right here in Troy. We got a nice hospital. Let me tell you something. Everywhere I go, and I go a lot of places, I go to a lot of schools. And I told my boss, I got a dream, but I'm gonna make it come true, because you got to work at anything. I'm already tell you guys I want y'all back next year, but I got a dream. I want everybody that drives in a 150-mile radius to work right there. There's no need of us having to go all over the country and get. It's enough people. Look at Brundage and Troy. Look at the units. Today was educational for me. It shows me that this town and this community is just what I feel it is. That right there. Look at all them guys.
Well, a lot of
I didn't even know it.
Look at Ralph White Adams. You know, he was, went to the University of Alabama, and he and I think George Wallace roomed together. But that armory is named after him, and that's probably, just think of there's just so many connections. Like the land of Goshen, you got Puquet Snyder. Keith Snyder was in the command sergeant major for like 40 or 41 years in the Alabama Army National Guard. Joel Norman, Billy Ray Norman taught at Troy University. They were both generals in the Alabama Army National Guard. Sammy Carr from Luverne, Colonel, love him. They're all over the place. That's just, a lot of folks in Crenshaw County, the surrounding counties, and of course Troy. I could just go on and on.
Go on and on.
Yeah.
But Troy, it's something about Troy, and this is what gave me this idea. I can't tell you what it is. I've seen it happen with drivers. When I say Troy, I'm just talking about this surrounding community, Vernon, Goshen, this little area, this little spot, this little dot. People come attached. And I think it's because of our restaurants that we have and the communication line that we have, that we're not afraid. You was not afraid, even if I'd have been the wrong guy, just the wrong guy, but I think it's him. Let me tell him who I am. I like places, New York, these big cities. People just don't do that. Right. But you come up to me and I was thinking, okay, but then you told me who you was. And I like that about Troy. I like that about Pike County. The mayor, you can get up with him. The chief of police, you can call him. He answers you. We're family. I just think we're family.
I think it has to do with our relationship with our Lord and Savior. I really do.
I believe that.
Faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love.
Yes, yes.
What greater love is a man who lays down his life. Veterans Day.
Yes.
I mean, it's all about believing in the Lord and your supreme being, and that's how if you commit yourself to Him, you're going to be successful. If you're driving a truck, if you're changing the tire, whatever. I mean, it's all, you got to love one another regardless of race, color, creed, or whatever. I was so blessed to come out of Goshen. Tommy Deveridge, Joyce Jones Deveridge, Annie Cope, Willie Tom Blackman, Robert Charles, Bobby Brown, Eddie Carmichael, Harvey. I mean, you just keep Leon Sherman, Shorty. I mean, we did some great folks.
We're going to go to a commercial break, and we're going to come right back and finish up with you guys. I'll tell you, it is interesting. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, safety is our first priority. That's right, safety. At Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we practice safety. Come to Wiley Sanders Truck Lines today. Get a job with a safe company, Wiley Sanders Truck Line. Hey, at Wiley Sanders Truck Line, we got Blue Cross, Blue Shield. Hey, we got a dental plan. Most of all, we match your 401k up to 4% gross pay, 4%. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, Troy, Alabama. Come drive for the best. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, Troy, Alabama. Wiley Sanders Truck Line, money, money, money. Hey, we got 401k, we got Blue Cross Blue Shield. We get you home on the weekend to watch football. Wiley Sanders. Who is the best truck line that will get you home on the weekend? Wiley Sanders. Money, money, money. Let me have that football.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video, and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
Back with our guests, our veterans this morning. You know, I was sitting there doing a commercial break, and I wanted him to play that commercial because I wanted to show you something. Those cheerleading squads you saw, one was Pike Leo, one was Charles Henderson, and one was Goshen. And I had them all together one day on one field. Same thing I kind of did with you. Didn't tell them. They knew they was going to do a commercial. They said, what to say? And I was like, I don't care. Just say something nice about wireless. They did their own.
Yeah.
But I did what you said. I prayed about it. And what you see on them signs is what they wrote out and what they did. We did not have a script. And when we got there that morning, it's like, what we going to say? I said, I don't know, but we're going to be loud.
Well, it's just like that girl, the first girl, the Glow. I mean, it's like, well, she's military connected. It come from her heart. It wasn't scripted.
And
you just speak
you know
from
when I booked her?
Probably yesterday or this morning. Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah. That's when Jimmy Copeland handed me that. Yeah.
But that's what you do when it comes from your heart. Mm-hmm. People ask me, say, man, Hoss, you so good at that. No, that's my heart. Wallace Sanders, I'm 58 years old. Only job I ever had. Never been hungry, never been out the door. I can say something good. It's real easy.
Well, I turned 60. I'm retired from school teaching as of the 1st of November.
Yes, sir.
Military kicked in. Oh, I wake up each morning. What am I going to do today? It's so fun. The Lord's got, wherever I go, when I leave here, I don't know where I'm going. I'll probably go home and change clothes. But anyway, it's just a beautiful. If you just live right and trust in the Lord,
do right.
I can look back on my past life of 60 years. I'm so thankful. If I could hit the reset button, I want the same daddy, same mother, same experiences. But I wish my father wouldn't have had to. You know, you think somebody that's in a VA hospital, disabled, with emotional, mental problem, you can't be the dad you want to be to your daughters, to your sons, to your husband, to your wife, your brothers and sisters. Can't be involved in your community. Can't hold a job. Then coach Pepsi Cola, Dixie Dandy. When he was home, I mean, when he was home, he would bring Gideon's Bible from the Tuskegee. He'd bring salt, peppers, he'd save all the little bitty salts, and he wanted to do something for his family.
Yeah.
He'd bring me sports books. I could name you just about every Alabama player that was in baseball.
Yeah.
You know, Willie Mays. Hank Aaron was my favorite player, 44. I wore 44 in football when I was Pee-wee. I could hear my daddy say, "Run, Forrest, run." He said it first, not Tom Hayden. I promise you. I'm an Alabama fan. I love chocolate. But it's just, just a wonderful, if I could just change, if things were different for him. But,
let me ask you this. You being a military background, and I can tell that it's deep in you, a young person out there that's watching this show that maybe now, I'm not going to use the word lost, but maybe they're looking for something. Would you tell them, it's not a bad place to look here. This may be your ticket. This may turn things around for you.
You got to make sure you clean your life up. I mean, you know, 'cause they're very, things are different now than it was 20, 30 years ago, but certainly any branch of service, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, the reserves, there's so many opportunities for education, for a career path, a mechanic, a legal, medical, you name it, computer. There's jobs in the military for that, and you get a background of either 4 or 6 years or even 20. Say you join when you're 22. 42, if you're active duty, you're retired. Then you're going to get a check, part of a retirement check. You get some benefits, but the thing is you're serving your country. You're maintaining our freedom. Yeah, we've got problems. We're going to have problems every day. We've had problems since we first became in 1776, but it's a daily. We got to put on the armor of God every day, and part of that because there's stuff out there that's going to get us. I mean, you know, it's just, you know, you got children you worry about, but you know, people have to make their own decisions. But we all have to put on the armor of God each day because there's forces out there. But if you do the right thing, trust in the Lord, love on one another, treat each other with respect, stand up for what's right, you're doing your part.
You know, I listen to you say that, and I can just really feel in my heart and see with my eyes. Here's a man that loves the Lord. You can't describe, you can't hide that. When a person loves the Lord, it's gonna come out, and I can see that. And I want to tell the young people and the older people that are looking, Wallace Sanders, we support our military. If you've been in the military and like you're retired, I ain't trying to recruit you now, but I will, and you want to drive a truck, we give them $200 more sign-on bonus. We give $1,000, but military, we give them more. No problem when you got to go drill. And other people say, well, I drive a truck. No. We know when your drill money is. We got this. We got lead. We can get you back to Troy. We'll get you there when you need to drill and stuff. We're committed to this county, in the state of Alabama, this whole world, and my boss believes. And I was so glad the first time I heard him say something about the Lord. I had a dispatcher to tell me that he sent a driver a message. And at the end of it, he said, God bless. And I listen when people talk to me. I listen because my daddy said the Lord gave you 2 ears for you to do a little more listening than talking. And I have to watch myself because I get to talking. But he said the guy sent him a message back and said, I don't believe in that. Don't send me that. So I've been kind of now, I'm in a position where I talk to people. I try to wait and make sure that they believe, because once I bring it out, I'm not going to deny my God. I'm going to stand up just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego did. They said, we won't bow down. I won't bow down to that. And I love a man that comes on the show and will stand out for what he believes in and what's in his heart. And then to have a young man, we don't realize sometimes, young people watch us and watch what we do.
Well, say Richard Shaughnessy and I got our 6-year degree together at Troy State. Richard Shaughnessy.
Yeah.
All right. Ronnie Bozeman. We got the same blood.
Yeah.
All right. Branham. All right. His son that's in the military, and my daughter, they're friends. And his wife, she was a thick pin from Greenville, and her sister, one of her sisters married to one of my closest friends who was in my wedding. Gene Allen, who's the head coach at Pike Lib. Gene, I was in Gene and Amy's wedding. He was in mine.
Yeah.
I was in his wedding. Guess what? He got married in August, I believe. I was in Saudi Arabia in September. But let me do this. A fellow by the name of Watson Kaiser helped me make this. But I ordered the flags. But I left it on the set a while back. These are all the 50 states. But I want to give it to you. This is your Christmas present. All 50 states right there. And there's a flag on each end, one in the middle.
Well, I'm going to put this in my office.
There you go.
I'm going to put this in my office.
And this is for Kay Stinson. I'm going to make some more. This is for Kay Stinson. Anybody else wants one?
Well, I want one of them just to keep me reminded when I'm having them days. And I want to, let me tell you something. I'm proud of my country. I love my country. I love the freedom. I love that when I leave here, I can go eat anywhere I want to.
You know where my mother used to eat? My mother and I, when I worked full-time with the Guard, would eat at Country Kitchen. Guess who was in there eating with us? Harold Freeman, Malcolm Griffin.
Okay.
Sometimes we'd play rook and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's like this company here. Troy Cablevision, but
it's big now.
It's unbelievably great.
I am so happy to have you, and I'm gonna have to come and go to church with you somewhere. I'm gonna have to see you more. You're retired.
That's right.
Y'all see
What
this?
you
He's
do?
retired. Not no more. All my little running and I need hooking up something. I'm gonna put him in charge of it. I'm gonna put you in charge. And you, and I'm proud of you, you have a stressful job, but you have 2 twins. Remember this when I tell you this. Do all you can do the best you can do, and leave it at that.
That's all we can do.
Everybody's not gonna be nice to you every day. But I found this out, and my daddy taught me this. It takes 2 to tangle. I used to hear my mama beat the and I would say, Daddy, she talking to you. He said, I know it. And I'd say, well, you're not gonna say nothing. He said, she ain't wanting to talk to me. She wanting to holler at me. She'll stop in a minute. And so you realize when you hang up that phone that conversation is over, and that guy is under a lot of stress. I appreciate the job, and I'm glad you're a young man because I believe in you'll learn it and you can pass it on to someone because you got a very important job. I want you to keep in mind you got a very when that guy calls you, you standing between him and not only do you control his paycheck, you can control him getting transportation because he's broke down. And when that wheel don't run, they don't make money. That reel don't turn, they don't make money. And that's why I sympathize with them guys, but I sympathize with you too. So I just want to let you know I'm proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
Any way I can help you out there, let me know. If you have a driver that's, you might want me to just talk to him, I'll talk to him. Because the deal is it's supposed to love one another. It's what he said. Love one another. God is in control of all this.
That's right.
He's just using us, but he's in control. We're just vessels. Thank y'all so much.
Having me.
Until the next time, this has been a great truck talk. It's the first Veterans Day we ever did, but you know what? We won't stop. I've had a gift. Guess what? This is my first gift that somebody's bought me. So I'm glad I had my little bag with me. Because if I didn't, I'd have been in trouble.
All right, yeah.
And I want y'all to have something to write with.
Oh, it's a Hall's Cartwright size.
You do a lot of writing. I want you to take that. You know what I'm about to say. At Truck Talk, if you got it, a truck bought it. Until next time, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Troy Cable Security makes it easy to stay aware and stay in control of your home wherever you are. User-friendly interface allows easy navigation for lights, locks thermostat, video and garage doors. Never worry about leaving your garage door open or the front door unlocked. Your mobile app can send alerts to your phone for alarm and no alarm events. Know when your children arrive home from school with video response. Make sure your home is powered by Troy Cable Security for ultimate access, awareness, and protection.
At Wiley